Hey, Nick Thomas here at the 11th Annual National Cyber Summit in Huntsville, Alabama. And with me is Miss Bobby Stempfli. She's the director of the CERT division at Carnegie Mellon's Software Engineering Institute. And she is actually one of the speakers here. She just spoke about the past, present, and future of cyber. So we're gonna give a little interview here with what she's doing. Welcome.
Oh, great. Thanks.
So how did your talk go? What was it about?
Talks. I guess it went okay. I was talking, so
right.
I think that went well. So I really used this opportunity to talk about the past, present, and future of cyber. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about World War II and it being the 75th anniversary of the Normandy invasion.
Okay.
And so it really let me shape a talk about the past, present, and future of cyber.
Okay. And what can you tell us about the past?
So I run a wonderful group of security professionals, researchers. So we're on literally the bleeding edge of the situation, who were created 31 years ago when the intergalactic network we now know as the internet was a research network, and something went badly and the Morse worm happened. And
Right.
they looked for somebody to help them figure out what this security thing was going to be and what it needed to look like. And they looked to Carnegie Mellon University and the CERT division in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't exist before then, and so that was sort of our formative moment. And so thinking about the past in terms of things are going to go wrong, you have to be ready. You have to think about the adversary and how they approach the problem, not just about the system and what it does. You have to focus on building things better. And writing the software better from the beginning. Really need to think about how much these pieces go together and what enterprise risk means and looks like. You have to understand a world where you have to build engineering disciplines around software engineering, around cyber engineering, and now around artificial intelligence engineering, so that we can solve these problems at a faster pace as the adversary is engaging.
Wow.
So it just gave me the chance to look back that 30 years and talk about where we've come from.
So now you're looking at, when you're creating a piece of software, you're looking at the actual threat engagement of what an adversary can do or would do if you did a certain code a certain way,
Yes, you actually have to look at both, right? We've got the present model is to look at the limitation, is to think about the system and what the limitations the system provides. The future model is to think about the fact that that system is really unbounded and data is important, software is important, the mission is important, and the people are important, and think about what the adversary is going to do with all of that, so that you're inverting the solution space from threat modeling bounded by the system to threat modeling bounded by the adversary's imagination.
That's very intense. How many people do you have working on projects at the Software Institute?
The Software Engineering Institute's about 700 individuals. The cyber operations and cybersecurity element of it is about 300. Around 300, and we also do work in the development of software engineering practice, state of the art and state of the practice, because how software is built today is different than how it was built 15 years ago. And we do state of the art and the state of the practice in both the application of artificial intelligence technologies and of the engineering of artificial intelligence.
So are you guys funded by grants, government, or by the university themselves?
We are a federally funded research and development center, and we do research in support of the national security, public safety, and industry partners.
So does any agency or organization ever come to you and ask for help with something?
Yes, that is our model, right?
That is your model.
Our model is to find the next generation of problems, find the individuals in the federal government and in some instances in the defense industrial base or other industry partners who have those problems that they're going to impact national security, to work with them to solve that, and then to scale it. Because our solution space, 700 people is a small drop in the bucket. Software touches everything. And so our solution is to solve and scale that solution so that it can be adopted by the masses.
Wow.
So we're we're not in it for a profit motive. We're in it for the betterment of. It's a little cheesy, but the betterment of mankind,
society and
yeah.
mankind. Well, that's some great insight. Anything else you want to tell our listeners and viewers before we go?
Oh, I think the next 5 years are going to be really intense because we've got to invert a number of the security dilemmas that we've been facing, right? We've been doing it from checklist-oriented approaches.
Yeah.
We've been really thinking about these problems as though the systems are static, and we, I think, are now at a point where we acknowledge how dynamic the world is and how dynamic the systems are. And that's going to cause us to have to invert the way we think about security.
All right, great ending words from Ms. Bobby Stempfli, the director of the CERT division at Carnegie Mellon's Software Engineering Institute. Ms. Stempfli, thanks for joining us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.